Hello, Priyali. So we're going to do a couple of problems together to make sure that we are understanding what's going on. So first one we're going to start off with is our cylinder. So for that one, we have pi times radius squared times height. So remember, we're following the volume. Last week, when we were finding area, our area was just pi times radius squared to get our circle. And we have a circular base here, but we also have to multiply it by the height. So it's basically that amount of circles 8 times, right? So that's why we also have to include the 8, and that's why area comes into play, because we find the area of this circle and then we find it 8 more times as it's going down. All right? And so we're going to find this one first. So if we keep our pi, because that does not change, and then times our radius, which we have the diameter here. So diameter is when it's all the way across. Radius is only when it's halfway across. So we need to find the radius. So our diameter is 10. So that's from side to side. But to get our radius, we need to take the diameter, which is 10, and divide it by 2. So 10 divided by 2 would mean our radius is 5. All right, so from here to here, it is 5 meters. All right, so times 5 squared, and then times our height of 8. So we keep our pi, and then we do 5 squared, so 5 times 5 would be 25. And then we times it by 8. And now is when you actually multiply out, and you'll want your handy-dandy calculator. So we do pi times 25 and times it by 8. We get a large number of 628.3. And then we got to label it, so meters cubed. And I know last week we did squared because we were talking about an area, which is a 2D shape, but this week we're talking about 3D shape, so we cube our label. All right. And next, so now we have our cone, and Miss Erickson made an oopsie here. Because our cone is the 1/3 and our sphere is the 4/3. So I'm going to oops, there we go. Quick get rid of this guy. And now we're ready because we have the 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. So once again, we've got pi times radius squared because we have our base here. And then, but now, which is a circle, so that's why we keep the pi times radius squared, because that was our area of our base, and then we got to multiply it by our height. But it's not like a cylinder where it goes down perfectly by a circle every single time and it's building on itself. We have it getting cut off here, and really what it is these are the exact same formulas, except for at the end you divide by 3, because 3 cones fit together to make a cylinder. So let me kind of draw that out for you so you can see what I'm saying. So 3 of these guys put together would create a cylinder. So we have another cone here, another cone here, and then the cone in the middle, and together that would create a cylinder. So we just do our cylinder formula, but then at the end divide by 3. So we're going to keep our pi. This is how it's nicely to put into your calculator. Personally, what I do, pi times then our radius. In this situation, we are given our radius. It's just halfway across, and that's what we want. So 5 squared. Our height is 12, so times 12. And then multiply all that out and then divide by 3. So then we're going to keep multiplying. So pi times, and then 5 times 5 is 25. And times that by 12. And then divide by 3 at the end. So first you do pi times 25 times 12. You should get the answer of 942.4, and then lots of decimals after that. And then divide by 2, and you should get divide by 3. My apologies. 942, and then divide by 3, and you should get 314.15. So 314, we'll just go 0.2. And then it's once again meters cubed. Okay. And last but not least, we have spheres. So we have a sphere here, And we once again have our pi times radius squared, but also know that like our height is our diameter, so we're cubing it, and then what's making this is that two cones put together get the area of a sphere. So that's where we get the 4/3 from. So we're going to do 4 times pi, so those stay the same, and then times our radius is given to us. We don't have the diameter. Diameter would be all the way across. Radius is halfway. We are given the halfway across, so we're going to leave it as is. So 9 cubed, and then divide it all by 3. So first off, we do the top. So 4 times pi times, and then 9 cubed. So that's 9 times 9 times 9, which is 729. And then we multiply all that out, and then at the end divide by 3. So 4 times pi times 729, and then divide by 3. We would get 3,053. So 3,053.6, and then centimeters cubed. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, that's our 3 formulas.